Steelers host next weekend. And by weekend, we mean Monday Night Football. That's an ESPN. Steelers. Patriots host the Chargers Sunday Night Football. Tarico Collinsworth on that. And then the Nance, Romo, Tracy Wolfson special on CBS Sunday afternoon. Jags with the Bills in town. We actually mentioned this as a possible AFC matchup. Maybe the Bills wouldn't want to go to Jacksonville. Well, that is their reality now, as we saw the final game played at Highmark Stadium last night. We're going to get to that in a little bit. That's the AFC side of Wild Card Weekend. Kyle, how did we fare with some of the teams that we are going to see on the NFC side of Wild Card Weekend?
All right, Seth, let's go Lakeside, Lake Michigan. Chicago, here we go. Bears at home. They're already in the playoffs. They're already NFC North champs. But they're down 16-0 in the fourth quarter at home when Caleb starts Calebing. Jade Walker, this guy's been great, right?
Oh, stud. Got open at the right time. Look at him go, dancing.
Great dance. I love that kid. Whoever he is, he's from Bensonville, maybe. I'm not sure. Caleb. And then he gets the two-pointer to Loveland. This makes it 16-8. They score again. There's a crazy two-pointer to Cole Kmet. But then they leave the Lions time. And the Lions have had a lot of faults this year. They've been great against the Bears. That Ben Johnson thing has been tough. Amon-Ra killed them yesterday, Seth.
Oh, he killed them. I mean, they were just crossing them up left and right. James Williams, too, just getting the ball on these man-to-man crossers. It was ridiculous.
And then Jake Bates, not Tyler Loop, splits it. So it's a weird deal. The Lions season is over. They win. The Bears season is going on. They lose. Caleb not happy. Afterwards, Ben Johnson furious about the offense, as he should have been. The Bears will play next weekend against Green Bay.
At home, they are going to host the San Francisco 49ers next week. They're going to have their wide receivers back. A.J. Brown sat yesterday. Devontae Smith played. This is Jalen Hurts with a handoff to Tank Bigsby, the rare Auburn product. You felt like this team was made of all Alabama and Georgia. Bigsby went to Auburn. We're going to see him later in the show. All SEC, exactly. But this was all Commanders' offense, at least, towards the end here. Eagles had a touchdown lead until that play. Josh Johnson connects with John Bates in the back of the end zone. Nick Sirianni's like, guys, second and third string. This is still putting game tape on film. And then Josh Johnson rolling out. Just a beautiful play. 39-year-old quarterback playing 1-yard rollout touchdown to his left. Commanders win 24-17. But like I said, Eagles getting comfortable. They're hosting the 49ers next weekend.
Let's head to the West Coast, Jamie. Right across the street at SoFi Stadium, the Rams took on the Cardinals. Oh, look at that, Matt Stafford. What other motivation do you need? You don't need it. But then when you have somebody like this, man, Puka Nacua, maybe it's just an extra cherry on top, and that's a top right there. I mean, you talk about yesterday was just a day of one-handed catches. I'm not sure if we have the rewind that segment later in the show. Is that clip on there? We'll see. More to come from that man, and more to come from this one as well. Matt Stafford drops back and hits Tyler Higbee for another touchdown. The Rams will win this game 37-20. They'd secured the number 5 seed in the NFC. Stafford would have finished 25 of 40 for 4 touchdowns. Continues the MVP conversation.
They got to go to Carolina. Let's look at that playoff bracket. This is the real deal now on the NFC side. Rams, I just mentioned, they got to go to Carolina, which they went to already this season. 49ers travel to Philly to face the Eagles. And on Saturday night, a Soldier Field special. We get the trilogy. Bears will host the Green Bay Packers. And with that, can't say that lead in without going immediately to Seth freaking Rollins, who attended the most recent Packers-Bears game at Soldier Field. My friend, how are you feeling about some of the plays that came out of that one, but also we're seeing this 3.0 version of Bears-Packers?
Let me jump in there, Seth, because Jamie, as we're winding down, you're showing the schedule, and it says, you know, Bears, Saturday night. I go, where are you going to be for the game? You're going to be on the road, you're going to be home? Seth goes, I'm going to Chicago. That's right. Talk about it.
Going to Chicago. I'm going Lakeside. I got to be there. Look, we just don't get that many playoff games in Chicago. I don't know if I'm going to get another chance. I'm out on IR. I don't got to be anywhere on Monday, so I'm going to go there on Saturday. I'm going to check it out. I mean, writing off the last game, I was there as well. DJ Moore touchdown pass in overtime for the win. I was there. I mean, it was insane. But then the Bears over the last 2 weeks.
Come on.
I mean, that defense, if that defense shows up again on Saturday, I'm telling you it's going to be one and done for Chicago. They got to make some adjustments. They got to play hard. I don't know if it was, hey, we've got it, guys. We're Kings of the North. We're going to just chill out. What's going to happen? Or the Lions are just that good and they showed out. I'm not entirely sure. But I will say this. Chicago is in the playoffs. They are hosting a playoff game at Soldier Field against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, there's nothing better as a Chicago Bears fan to feel that in Ben Johnson's first year. Caleb set the record for single-season yards for a Bears quarterback this season. I mean, it's been a dream season. I hope it rides on through Saturday.
I was at a Bears-Packers playoff game at Soldier Field. It was Jay Cutler versus Aaron Rodgers. It's an amazing game. Urlacher interception, all that, but very different here. Strange times for the Bears right now. Over the last week or so, you have that super dramatic game to San Francisco where going back and forth, and it feels like Caleb versus Purdy. The Bears lose that game on the last play, and the takeaway is like, that's okay. Really good team. Bears played really well. I'm not even upset about that loss. This one was not that. This one was, all right, let's get in shape. Let's beat the Lions. They beat the crap out of us a few months ago. Let's get this home win, and let's march into the... They didn't. And they were shut out for a long time in this game. And Ben Johnson was mad afterwards. Kevin Byard on defense was mad afterwards. They're not looking great right now. The problem is, maybe the good thing if you're a Bears fan, if you watched the Packers yesterday and whatever that Clayton Tune, Max Brosmer mess was, the Packers' energy and vibes are horrible right now. And I say that objectively. They haven't looked right in a few weeks. I don't know if they've looked right since Caleb threw the overtime pass. The Packers have zero momentum right now and zero mojo either. So it's a weird, sloppy game on Saturday night on Amazon in which the pressure is really on the Bears to win. And I guess that's the way you want it, Seth. But you know and I know if it was the Rams or the Eagles or whatever, it would just hit a little different than if Green Bay came in. It's a very loaded matchup.
Yeah, it's totally different because it's Green Bay. And you know what? You said the pressure's on Chicago. I think the pressure might be on Green Bay a little bit. They got to get a win. I mean, for Matt LaFleur, where he's at in his contract situation with Green Bay, they've got to get a win. The Chicago's kind of riding on house money right now. You know, the expectations are way higher than they were in the beginning of the season, but they're kind of playing with house money because no one expected them to win the North this year. No one expected them to be hosting a playoff game. Green Bay was expected to continue to dominate that division, or at least be at the very top.
Seth, you know how mad you're going to be if they lose this playoff?
I'm going to be I will be in tears.
For them to be 11-4 and finish on a 3-game losing streak, almost the playoffs. And Seth, you'll walk out of the building and jump into the lake.
I will.
You got to win this game.
That'll be it. It'll be the end of me.
I actually think you should
no pressure,
do that if they win.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to remind you guys, but yes, they did. The Bears did win the last matchup, but Jordan Love did exit the game early. So to Kyle's point, like they lost their momentum and they lost their mojo. A lot of their momentum and mojo comes from number 10 as a quarterback. So Malik Willis has done a great job for them at the position. But let's not forget that Jordan Love is the franchise quarterback, and Jordan Love up to that point where he exited the stadium because of that concussion was playing a great brand of football. So this is a different Packers team that we're going to see going against the Chicago Bears, and I can't wait.
Bears-Packers are in on the NFC side of things, as are the Carolina Panthers, who got some help yesterday from the Atlanta Falcons. However, the Falcons are now in the news for a different set of reasons this morning, as we welcome in our NFL Network insiders, Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, with us this morning. Rap sheet, Tom, the latest with the Falcons this morning is they have made some decisions yesterday with the men in charge.
They sure have. Raheem Morris, the head coach for the last 2 seasons, who finished the year with 4 straight wins, making people wonder if this would save his job after a disappointing start. It did not. Arthur Blank making the decision late last night to fire Raheem Morris, someone he has great respect and admiration for after just 2 seasons, went 8-9, and despite the hard close, despite playing half the year with a backup quarterback, Raheem Morris is out with 3 years left. Now, Terry Fontenot, the general manager, he had 1 year left. He was also fired. He, of course, was the architect of the controversial quarterback decision, signing Kirk Cousins, all that money, drafting Michael Penix, who was injured in college and then got injured, of course, this past year with the Atlanta Falcons, out with a torn ACL. And that was not all the changes that the Falcons made. Earlier this morning, they announced some significant and fascinating changes in their organization. Rich McKay, who's been the CEO for the last several years, he has now been elevated to a different role. Greg Beatles is now the CEO. That is not why we're talking about this. Why we're talking about this is they are going to hire a president of football, essentially, which many people expect to be Matt Ryan. This hire will happen quickly. This person will have final say rather than GM. The GM and the head coach, Tom, will report to this person. Matt Ryan, who, of course, has never been an executive in football on any level, will now be running the Falcons, if he gets the job, of course, for Arthur Blank. A fascinating decision by the Falcons, and certainly one across the NFL that could have significant ramifications.
This also means that the Falcons, who now are employing separate search firms to hire the head coach and the general manager, will have those two people report to the president of football operations. That, in turn, raises questions about whether other teams will even allow their executives to interview for the GM job, since that person does not have final authority. As much as the announcement came last night, it is abundantly clear this has been in the works for weeks. Nothing the Falcons did down the stretch, including that 4-game winning streak, made any difference. They had already determined they were moving on from Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot, now likely moving forward with Matt Ryan, who is, from my understanding, hoping to retain his duties at CBS as well, also taking on that job as the president of football operations. A couple of other situations that we are monitoring today. Pete Carroll's status in Las Vegas remains in serious doubt. No move late last night from the Raiders, but this is a situation where it would be a very big surprise if Pete Carroll gets a second season in Las Vegas. It's been all bad. They did win the game yesterday, started and finished with wins, but in between lost 14 out of 15 games. They fired 2 coordinators. They lost the faith of their team leaders like Max Crosby. Tom Brady, the minority owner, very involved in that organization. He was college teammates with the GM, John Spytek. Assuming that Pete is let go, which could happen as soon as today, expect Brady and Spytek to have strong voices in advising Mark Davis on the next search. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, all signs are pointing right now to Kevin Stefanski being out as the Browns head coach. No official announcement yet from Cleveland, but it is seen to be trending in this direction in recent weeks. Owner Jimmy Haslam wanted to get to the end of the season, be able to evaluate the full results. But much like in Atlanta, these are not decisions that come up in the 24 hours after the final game. Stefanski, a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, will immediately become a top candidate elsewhere. But assuming that he is let go, which is the expectation as of now, Cleveland will once again be searching for a new head coach, and Kevin Stefanski would become a top candidate on the market.
Busy day for you guys. I know you're on a show up to the minute on NFL Network and NFL Plus for the rest of the day. I have so many questions regarding these headlines, one of which is, have we ever seen somebody who's actively in charge of a GM and a head coach on an NFL pregame show every Sunday morning? Matt Ryan, are you serious? We're going to talk about this if, of course, that does become the truth.
Make it up as we go.
Tom Brady would like a word.
Moving on, here's the TV schedule for Wild Card Weekend. Saturday, Rams-Panthers are on Fox, Packers-Bears on Prime Video. The last time the Bears had a Prime Video treatment, it was a game in Philadelphia, so they've got good luck with Carissa and those guys in town. Bills-Jags on CBS on Sunday, 49ers-Eagles on Fox with, I assume, Tom Brady on the call, and Chargers-Pats on NBC and Peacock. Monday night, your final Monday night game of the year, Texans-Steelers. Incredible weekend ahead. Manti, do us the honors.
Well, you guys saw the Seahawks